What are the 5 biggest ways dog owners damage their relationship? Stick tight, because in this video, that's exactly what we're covering. If you have a puppy, or you just got a dog, or you just want to be the best dog owner you possibly can, I have accumulated 5 of the biggest mistake dog owners makes, and it'll blow your mind because I guarantee you're probably doing at least 2 of these. Now, before I get into that, why should you guys listen to me? Well, my name is Tom Davis. I'm a celebrity dog trainer and a world-renowned canine expert. And I travel the world helping dog owners out just like you with their dogs. But again, primarily with dog behavior. And the only difference between you and them is they paid me thousands of dollars, and well, you guys are sitting home on your couch or in your bed watching this for free. So that's a big difference. Number 1 is your dog pulling you on the leash. Now, this is not only a pain in the ass because it sucks walking your dog, and nobody likes getting dragged around town, but this is one of the biggest ways to disconnect with your dog the fastest. It's obviously physically awful, but on a deeper level, emotionally and with your relationship, it's terrible. Now, when we are out with our dogs, guys, they don't have to be militant the entire time and be glued to you. That's not realistic and should be anybody's goal. But if you can't tell your dog to get into position and stop pulling you, for God's sakes, this is a major indicator that things are off in your entire relationship. Now, I see dog owners every single day that people are just hanging on. They're not training, they're not walking nice, they're not heeling, they're just hanging on. And you don't matter to them. If you drop that leash, there's a good chance they're just gonna keep going. Your dog is not engaged, and frankly, they don't care that you're on the other end of the leash, which is awful. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what do I do? Now, don't worry, at the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you how to fix all these problems as well. So make sure you guys watch to the end if you want to help and build the best relationship with your best friend. Number 2, not starting to train right away. And in general, so many dog owners wait for there to be a problem, or they just assume that because their dog is well behaved and they don't have any issues that they don't need training. That's wrong. Training your dog develops a healthy relationship at the deepest level, and it helps create the best bond and understanding with your dog. Number 3, not establishing the break command or the free command. Now, you may have asked your dog to do something once in their life, hopefully, like heel, sit, down, stay, place, etc. But if you don't have a break command, then your training might not be very clear. Like for us, when we were in school or we're in work or we had a career, we have clear times where we had class and recess and lunch and when we're done with work or whatever. It's important for you guys to teach your dog how to break from the behaviors we tell them what to do. Literally, it's half the equation when you're training your dog. The break command clarifies your obedience and it adds depth to your relationship to a completely other level. Number 4, asking your dog to do something without enforcement. Now, this might be honestly the biggest thing on the list that I see dog owners do that will absolutely destroy your relationship. Let's say you ask your dog to sit. They know sit, they know it well, and they don't. This is the best way to let your dog know when you ask them to do something, whether it's for their safety or for yours, that they don't have to do it. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. And you're like, okay. And this is absolutely without question the best way to damage your relationship. You ask your dog to do something that they know and they're like, no, and you're like, oh, okay. Terrible. Now, if you have a fearful or insecure dog, this can actually make them more reactive, more aggressive, because you are clearly telling your dog that you are a giant pushover and you have zero accountability for them and they can do whatever they want. And for a dog that's trying to figure who's out, who's in charge and what to do, it's terrible. It's the same exact thing with humans. Think about parenting or even your boss. Do something. No. Okay. Do something. No. Okay. Be here at 9. Coming at 10. Okay. So there's no accountability. There's no structure, and you just deny or decline to do anything about it. And this is a huge problem. Why would I respect you? Why would I listen to you? Why would I engage with you? Because what you say actually doesn't matter. Number 5, talking to your dog too much. Now look, you guys can talk to your dog all you want if you have a balanced relationship and you have clarity with your dog. Guys, I have been doing this for over a decade, specifically, again, with behavior and behavioral cases. And I can tell you, the most reactive, aggressive, and fearful dogs are 99% of the times accompanied by a dog owner who has full-blown conversations with them. You've seen them on my channel, you've heard them in my podcast. This is a thing. They go like this, like peanut butter and jelly. This makes anything that comes out of your mouth absolutely meaningless. Rather than telling your dog to come or sit because there's a car and you want them to come back, they don't care. These are the things that you're saying instead. I have to go to the other room to get some water, I'll be right back. Whoop, whoop. You guys get the picture. Now, if you guys do any or all of these things, I can assure you that you can make your relationship better with what I'm about to tell you. And guys, this isn't just my random opinion. I'm just gonna talk about these things. These are the top reasons why my clients come into my facility and what I'm actually seeing. Like, this is huge for you guys because you get it for free and it's easy. Now that you know what not to do, let's go over how you can counter these 5 things each step of the way to make your relationship healthier and, well, just better in general. Number 1, if your dog is pulling you on the leash, you need to teach them how to heel. To some of you, this may seem obvious, but you'd be super surprised how many people just deal with their dog pulling them around town like this. You guys, they have 4 legs, we have 2 legs. They will always be faster than us, and teaching your dog to stay at your heels will not only stop them pulling you around, but it'll make them engage with you. It'll force them to stop and go, wait a minute, you mean something. Okay, you have food. This is great. Let's talk. Let's communicate. I'll engage with you. This is also just super, super helpful for your relationship, guys. When your dog is pulling, you have 0 engagement. Your dog does not care you exist at that moment at all. They see a squirrel. They see another dog. This is why you have chaos on the leash. So this is huge. If you can't get your dog to check in with you, pay attention to you, or engage with you, how can you ever enjoy your dog bringing your best friend anywhere? I don't want this to be a chore for you guys, and I promise you it doesn't have to be. Number 2, start training your dog right when you get them. There's context to this, guys, so let me explain. When I say these things, don't assume I'm talking about teaching your 8-week-old puppy how to walk nicely on a leash per se. You could, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's a perspective here that dog owners have no clue about. Training could also mean routines, structure, boundaries, impulse control. This is training. Start working with your puppy right when you get them, even though they're super cute. Most dog owners who struggle with their dogs don't do this. That's why I'm making this video. They get a dog, they wait for a problem big enough, like getting dragged down the road or getting bit or your dog attacking somebody or not coming back when called, to call people like me. Don't be that person. When you're training your dog, you're able to communicate effectively and clearly, making for a much healthier and less stressful relationship, like any other relationship in the world. The more you understand each other, the better things are. Don't think as training your dog as sit down, stay, and heel. Think of it as establishing a healthy relationship with your dog outside of all the other stuff that we do with our dog, like sit on the couch and go for walks and go for rides and give him ice cream. Training establishes a healthier bond with your dog, so don't wait to do it. Number 3, teaching your dog break is the absolute non-negotiable behavior for my own personal dogs. And again, break is the release command. Go be a dog, do what you want. If we can tell our dogs what they have to do, we also need to be able to tell them, now you can do what you want. Now you can say whatever you want, but it's important to just teach them in conjunction with everything else you do, which means you can say free, you can say okay. I just use break. But the 5 basic behaviors for me are heel, break, place, recall, come, and stay. Now, all of these are covered in depth if you don't have them, and you need to have them, and you want to have them, in my No Bad Dog Kickstarter course, where I take a puppy and teach them everything a dog needs to know live right in front of you. And right now, you guys can save 100% off that course right now by using the code YouTube and heading over to tomdaviscourses.com, or you can click the link in the description. Now, moving on to number 4, the enforcement thing that we talked about. This is your accountability to your dog. It's that simple. If you ask your dog to do something, and something that they know and they know well, and the worst case scenario for them is, nah, I don't want to, and you ask them to do it again, or you go away, or you remove yourself from the situation, it's almost 100% chance that you will lose this battle at some point in your life with your dog. You're just gonna give up. So make sure you have a collar that has action. This is the safest way to correct your dog with a leash, or even just a basic martingale. If you guys just Google martingale and you'll find a martingale, or you can get my slip leashes. All that stuff is below. But anyway, each dog is different. The equipment is going to change predicated off of you, the training, and the dog. But the point is if you have 0 enforcement for anything that your dog does, there's a great chance that your dog is not going to listen in reality. I have hundreds, if not thousands, of this demonstrated, but you guys should check out episode 270 on the No Bad Dogs podcast to hear the exact scenario of what I'm talking about, to give you more context. Number 5, when communicating with your dog, guys, just be mindful what you're throwing at them. Don't be the Charlie Brown teacher. Womp, womp, womp. You can say as much as you want to your dog as long as you have a healthy relationship. There's nothing wrong with talking to your dog. But again, these are the biggest things I have seen dog owners struggle with over the years. They have a reactive, fearful, insecure dog, and they're also having full-blown conversations with them. Again, peanut butter and jelly. Lamb and tuna fish? Big Daddy reference if you don't know. So you guys love your dog, and I want you to have the absolute best relationship with them, and that's why I make these videos. But I sat down and I thought of, what are the biggest things that dog owners can get help from? And there is a lot of context to all these things, but just know, the better training, the better relationship. The better relationship, the better the training, so on and so forth. They go together. You can't have a well-trained dog without a good relationship, and vice versa. So again, guys, you might be thinking like, well, what do I do? How do I get started? And maybe you've used trainers that didn't work. So if you guys want to jumpstart your training or just reset the training that you have and focus on the foundation to build up your dog training from the ground, again, $100 off my No Bad Dog Kickstarter course, which covers everything we talked about in this video for you to be successful. Your homework and things that you guys should be focusing on moving forward is just training in general. Like, people always ask me, like, how long should I train? It's this overwhelming thing. 10-15 minutes per session, as often as you can throughout the day. Short and sweet. Quality over quantity, duration. If you can't communicate the very basics to your dog, not only is your relationship suffering, but your life with your dog will likely be more stressful if you don't have these very basics. Again, I don't want you guys bringing your dog out for a walk and it be a chore. It should not be like that. And lucky for you guys, if you live in Europe, I am coming to the Netherlands this fall, and I'm also coming to Nashville, Tennessee this fall. Netherlands, short trip from UK, short trip from Germany. I can't wait to see you guys. All the tickets and information is in the description. And remember, guys, if you want a healthy relationship, start now. Don't wait for there to be a problem to hire somebody like me. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.